in the genre of punk in the mid to late 70s, the Pistols were front and center. And what's really magnificent about that is they only released one studio album in their entire career as a band. Now, God Save the Queen, the song we're going to cover here today, give it a good review, was released during the Queen's Jubilee. Can you believe that? And really the song is it's really against the monarchy. So it was quite controversial. Now, rumor has it, it's very difficult to substantiate this, but they, on the charts at the time, God Save the Queen made it to number 2. Now, it was apparently number 1, but it was too controversial to put them at number 1, given that they had released the song during the Queen's Jubilee. So, who are the Sex Pistols? Basically a band made up of 4 gentlemen. Sid Vicious, who played bass, and he's really the most famous or infamous member of the band, depending on your point of view. We have Steve Jones on guitar, and we have Johnny Rotten, otherwise known as John Lydon. He was on vocals, and then you have Paul Cook on drums. Now, for my money, Paul Cook, I think, was the most talented member of the band. You know, they came together. They were kind of like a garage band at the beginning, but, you know, they put this album together, and just the rawness of it and the hard edge of their lyrics and the meaning of their songs really put them to the forefront of the punk movement during that particular era. So really cool stuff. And famously, I believe it was Johnny Rotten. I think it was Johnny Rotten. Used to go around with a T-shirt that said, I hate Pink Floyd. Now, funny thing about that, we've done a lot of Pink Floyd on the channel here. And later on, both bands, Pink Floyd and Sex Pistols. Now, I never thought I would use those 2 bands in the same sentence, but look, same era. Both bands were respectful of each other. They eventually admitted that a lot of their tone regarding the lyrics is very similar. So kind of talking about the same stuff, but very differently. Let's sit back, listen to God Save the Queen, and cranking up the volume. Crank up the volume.
God save the Queen, the fascist regime. They made you a moron, potential hate bomb. God save the Queen, she ain't no human being. There is no future in England's dreaming. Tell me so, I don't want you want it. Tell me so, I don't want
still are. Sex Pistols being Nostradamus here. Ah, man, gotta love that, huh? Raw punk energy from the 70s. You know, it's funny, as they were saying, no future over and over and over again, I couldn't help but think about what's going on in Britain today. I mean, I don't live in Britain, England, so, I'm not right there on the ground understanding everything happening politically and otherwise. But boy, it seems like it's in a bit of a mess. And, the more we listen to these 70s songs, the more I don't know, from my point of view anyway, and I speak to other musicians, of course, as well, but the more we start thinking about today. So really the scenarios that were playing out in the 70s and really the music that grew up around that, railing against the machine as an expression, it seems to be much like that today. The only difference is we don't have the musicians today with the courage, or at least certainly not en masse, that are talking about, the turmoil that's happening in the Western world today. I mean, we have countries that are absolutely getting devastated, and for many different political reasons. And I just don't hear Taylor Swift coming out and making songs about that, And the next time I see her at a Kansas City Chiefs game, I'm just going to throw up. Anyway, moving on with the Sex Pistols. Really well done song, Anarchist All the Way versus the Monarchy. Now, fun fact for you folks that may be in the United States or otherwise, there is a Commonwealth, and it's made up of quite a few countries. In Canada, right here, I'm in the west coast of Canada, we're part of that constitutional, we're part of the Commonwealth. So we actually have a lieutenant general here who represents the Queen or the King of England. Now, they have no real power, no authority. They can, they're generally puppets that talk about feel-good projects that they can do in Canada, et cetera, and that's called the lieutenant governor. And so we have a constitutional monarchy as a form of government, which is very different from the United States. Let's get to rating this song, shall we? It's musically average at best. Like I said, the drumming in it was pretty good. If you pay attention to the kick, like the drum, the bass drum, he's all over the place, and his fills are good. They're tasteful. I mean, that's from a drummer's point of view. I mean, that guitar solo by Steve Jones was really just a mix of power chords, and a couple of notes thrown in there, individual notes. Really basic guitaring going on there. Bass guitar. Sid Vicious didn't really know how to play. He put it together for this particular album, but the lyrics from Johnny Rotten, outstanding. The tone of the song, the feel of it, the sound of it, the meaning of it, everything like that makes the song very relevant, every much today as it was back in the 70s. So listen, I'm going to give this one a straight up A+. Okay, I'm biased. I love punk rock, vintage punk rock, particularly of the British ilk. The American stuff I didn't really get into, like the Google Girl, whoever. I can't even name like 5 American punk bands from that era. Forgive me, Americans. But the British scene was really cool at the time. So A+ all the way. Look, if you haven't subscribed, please do. You know what to do. And I also, finally, I would just want to bring to your attention that I do enjoy your comments, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. I'll respond to you in kind. And also, I'll write an essay about this song, which you'll find down in the description below. If you did not like the song, please don't give the video a thumbs down. The algos right now are just killing this channel. So anyway, that being said, listen, whoever you are, wherever you are, have a great week and an upcoming weekend.